Okay, so in this video, we are covering the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. Let's go ahead and jump in. First things first, this is not an update video like I would typically make after using the tablet for, a year or two. This, by the way, is coming pretty close to 2 years since it dropped. And in this video, I want to start off with go buy this tablet like right now. If you were considering picking up this tablet, you could catch one at a very, very good deal, up to $300 off. I'm going to have the links in the description so that those can route you to where you could get some of these top deals on the Tab S8 Plus here. You have to keep in mind that although the tablet is coming pretty close to 2 years, to that 2-year mark, it is extremely relevant. Anywhere from the hardware, the build, the design, it's still a very modern looking tablet, to the software and even the processing power, right? Let's talk about just that for a second there. It is loaded with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Very powerful chipset already. It's a productivity tablet, meaning you'll be able to work on light, medium, heavy tasks. It doesn't matter. It's gonna plow through all of that without any issues. Even if you're a content creator and you wanna do video editing, photo editing, whatever, that you should be able to do with this tablet without any problem. On top of that, of course, it does support Samsung DeX, which pretty much take your productivity level to the sky. Right now, I'm going all over the place here, but just bear with me. This is not going to be a full review of this tablet because I've made a number of videos on this guy right here, but it's just going to be me highlighting some of the reasons why you should be considering this tablet, even if you were or if you are in the market for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 or the Tab S9 Plus. Now, the reason I say Tab S9 is because I know a few people out there who were kind of hesitant. They didn't know whether to go for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 or the Tab S8 Plus simply because of the type of display. Because remember, the Tab S9 now, is boasting an OLED display or a dynamic AMOLED display. Last year with the Tab S8, you didn't have that. So the small one out of the 3 flagships, you didn't have the OLED display on the previous one, but starting this year, of course, the small model, which is the S9, does boast the OLED display. So if you don't want to drop that kind of money on a smaller tablet, right, just for the OLED display, you could go for this big boy, which of course does have an OLED display. It's a slightly different OLED display, but still you get access to those inky blacks, inky reds, all of that very, very vibrant color. You get access to all of that with the display that you have on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus here. And the reason I call it a gigantic display or a large display is because it's a 12.4 inches display. And as I mentioned, it's an OLED display, or to be specific, a super AMOLED display. Does support 120 Hz refresh rate here, HDR10 plus. The aspect ratio here is 16:10. The resolution is 1752 by 2800. I believe it's 2800. And with that, the PPI here is 266. So it's a pretty densely packed type of display, meaning everything is going to be sharp. Picture quality is very sharp on this display here. If you're the type that's picky about the type of display, or if you are a stickler for a very good display, this is the guy. And of course, you get up to $300 off. As I mentioned, the links will be in the description. Make sure to hit those links if you want to go ahead and take advantage of that deal. Going back to the inside, and I know I highlighted the processing power here. My unit here is the base 128 gigs of internal storage. It does come loaded with 8 gigs of RAM. So the chipset that I mentioned at the beginning, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 there, is comboed with 8 gigs of RAM. If you were to go for something with more storage, like the 512 gigs of internal storage, then you'd be bumped to 12 gigs of RAM comboed with that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 there. So processing power, very good for editing videos, good for playing games, right? It doesn't matter, light, medium, moderate, whatever, heavy games, you'll be fine. One of the things, or one of the concerns that, some people have is this worth it, given that, it might not be supported as long as the brand new one that just dropped? Well, I could tell you a couple of things about that. Samsung supports its flagship tablets, like this one, at up to 5 years. You're gonna have 4 years of major updates, and then you can have up to 5 years of security updates. And of course, beyond that, you can still use the tablet with no issues, for years to come. The one thing that you need to keep in mind here is that flagship tablets, the way they're built, and designed is very different from the way budget tablets are built. Their builds are actually more optimized than the other ones, than the budget or than the mid-range, right? So meaning just cosmetically, it's gonna withstand a lot more than the budget or the average, mid-range, right? It's premium built, solid, rock solid. It's gonna last a while. And of course the support, software support and all that is also optimized to last longer than those. So if your concern was, will this last? The answer is yes, it will. I know people with the S3 still using it. I mean, lags a lot, but still using it. So don't worry too much about that. And of course, you do have the Samsung S Pen here. The stylus is one thing that I always push for because I think this is the best stylus available on a tablet, personally, and that's just my take, right? Because many manufacturers build their styluses differently. I just like the way Samsung built its styluses, especially with that rubber tip there that makes it, it just enhances the user experience. It feels very natural to the hand when you're taking down notes or you're drawing, all that good stuff. So these are things to consider. The battery on this bad boy is fantastic. Now it's been 2 years, of course. When I make my update video, I'm going to share exactly what the battery is doing at this point, but battery has been really, really good. And of course, if you're going to be buying yours brand new or refurbished, battery should be lasting you at least a day, even if you're a power user. This is all subjective depending on how you use your tablet, of course, but I can tell you that that's not something that anyone has complained about that has used the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. So with all of this said, as the holidays are still going and we are, nearing the end of the holidays, very good time to pick up one of these through any of the links that I have there. And of course, you can always do your research like I always encourage you to do, but keep in mind that the links that I have, in the description are dynamic links. They may route you to one place or, one day they may route you to a different place on another day, right? So depending on where the best deals are. So make sure to check those out, even if you just want to go ahead and take a look to see what the price is right now. Anyways, I'm certainly hoping that this helps your purchasing decision. I know many of you are still out there trying to make that decision, right? That purchasing decision. Let me know what any questions you may have in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in that comment section. And of course, I know a lot of people are going to be helping before I even get to your comment or your question. So make sure to put that down there. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video, share if you know anyone who will be interested. I'm going to catch you in the next video as well. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.